Hey people, welcome back to the final boss. We're talking about the true ending to Batman Arkham Knight. This is the ending that you get after you complete the game 100%. There's going to be massive spoilers ahead, so this is your warning. Turn back now if you don't want the ending ruined for you. So there's lots of theories going around the interwebs about the meaning of the ending. Let's take a look at the video and then we'll talk a little bit about it.
It's done. Gotham is safe.
Thank you, Bruce. For everything.
Goodbye, Jim.
All units be advised. The major threats have been eliminated. It's time to roll out and take our city back.
This is Vicky Vale for GCN reporting live outside Wayne Manor, following the dramatic unmasking of billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. That's him! Are you still rolling?
Are you sure you want to do this, Master Bruce?
I've got to. It's the only way to protect them.
Very well.
We just saw Bruce Wayne, now known to be the masked vigilante Batman, enter his home, refusing to...
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
A friend once told me that criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot. That the only way to beat them was to give them something to be scared of. I understand now. As his world grew darker, so did ours. When his war ended, our lives could begin again. He set us free. To live. To love. There was an inquest, of course. Hundreds of suspects. Who killed Bruce Wayne? I guess we'll never know for sure. So what's next? Criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot. What happens when they have nothing to be scared of? Who will protect Gotham now that the Batman is dead?
Hey. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Help me!
No one's coming, lady.
Take his wallet. Hey, freak, maybe you missed the news. Batman's dead.
That look don't scare us no more. What the hell?
Alright, so there it is, people. Let's start with Azrael, because he seems to be a popular theory. Fans of Batman comics are going to know that Azrael takes over in Batman's place after Bane breaks his back in the Nightfall story arc. Now, in the game, Azrael's side mission ends with one of two possibilities. If you decide to try to stab Batman, stupid mistake, you end up in GCPD. Or not you, Azrael ends up in GCPD. Now, if you decide to put down the sword as Azrael, he goes to take on the Order, which sent him on his quest in the first place. Either way, he's unavailable to be the Batman. Now, the next and probably biggest theory is that Jason Todd takes up the mantle of the Batman. Not very likely, though. After he appears briefly to rescue Batman from Scarecrow, he disappears. Almost pointless to be in the game, but we'll talk about that in our review. Now, in this scene, he is wearing something very similar to the Mask of the Red Hood. His outfit changed a little bit. He is wearing a bat symbol on his chest, but it's more likely that Todd goes on to become the vigilante Red Hood, as he does in the comic book. In the comic books, Todd never truly becomes good again. After he shows up as the Red Hood, he comes back later on as Nightwing, and he's actually doing pretty bad stuff, giving the real Nightwing a bad name, and Dick Grayson pleads with him to give it up. He eventually comes back as the Red Robin, and then again as the Red Hood. But he's always trying to sort of take over the thugs and gangs of Gotham. He's never really truly a good guy again, so it doesn't seem very likely that he would start fighting crime in this game. My interpretation is that Bruce Wayne is still the Batman. I think it's pretty obvious, because let's face it, Bruce Wayne is not going to kill himself, nor is he going to kill his butler Alfred. I mean, they're boys. So, the game opens up to a monologue from Jim Gordon saying, "This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died." Now, that monologue is key here. It's repeated again at the ending. The fact of the matter is, the Batman, as the city of Gotham came to know him, did actually die. That symbol is no longer there, since his true identity as Bruce Wayne is revealed. He's no longer that myth to the thugs and criminals. He's no longer a threat. He's no longer that force of nature that they view him as. The thugs see Bruce Wayne as just a pretty boy billionaire with a silver spoon in his mouth, you know? And that's actually highlighted by various thug dialogue that you can hear as you soar around the skies of Gotham after you complete the game. Since being exposed, he has to now protect the city in a way that he never had to before. Now that he's exposed as Bruce Wayne, he's, as we said, less of a threat to these thugs, so they're just going to do whatever they want because they don't feel that Bruce Wayne is any type of force to reckon with. So he activates the Nightfall Protocol, faking his own death, and he has a dialogue towards the end of the game that says the city needs something worse than him. In other words, something to fear again, but something to really fear now this time. So since Bruce Wayne / Batman seemingly died on live TV, the Batman reappearing would be a myth again. Now, as far as what the thugs see at the end of the game, there's a couple of different theories that I have. One of three, really. I think it's either the fact that these thugs are still under the effect of Scarecrow's fear toxin that flooded the city, and this is sort of what they're seeing in their fever dream under the fear toxin. Perhaps Batman is using his own controlled form of fear toxin, which is probably more likely the case. My third theory would be that it's just sort of symbolic for the fact that, you know, that Batman is sort of a force of nature again in the minds of these criminals. But I think it's more again more likely that it's the fear toxin that he's using, a controlled form of it, where he can use it to strike fear into the hearts of the wicked. Now, you can actually see in the concept art section, after you complete the game 100%, this version of Batman. They call it the Nightmare Bat, and under it is a tagline that says, "Is it real?" So that's kind of a little telling as well. But that image is the same thing that Scarecrow saw when he was injected with his own fear toxin. So there you have it, folks. My interpretation of the ending to Batman Arkham Knight. Leave your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to leave a rating and subscribe for more.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.